Aries, and welcome to your monthly tarot advice video for the month of May. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. We are switching things up here on the channel. We're starting with a message from the Oracle. This is the Oracle of Fairies, and I've been having a lot of fun using this in the personal readings that I offer. As always, those are linked down below. Now for the collective messages, as always, please take what resonates and leave the rest. Let's see, what do you need to know about the month ahead? What does Aries need to know? What is the theme here of the Oracle, please? What is... oh, there we go. We have divination. Embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. This is very interesting. So divination can come in many forms. Maybe it is listening to more tarot advice videos. Maybe it's a personal reading. Maybe it's even reading your own cards. This could be divination in other forms. Some people, you'll see in this card is a perfect example. She has, a fire that she could be using for divination. She has a crystal ball. She has candles for maybe doing candle gazing. There are plenty of ways to do divination, and it could be something as simple as just listening to the messages that you receive from nature or from meditating. But I think right now it's about being able to find a way to receive the messages from whatever the higher power is for you, whether it's God, the universe, spirit, however it is that you like to listen to the messages, feel guided to find your messages. And I think it's important that we're tapping into it at this time. As we dive into tarot, we can see how this might play out for you this month. So let's jump right in with your tarot, Aries. Let's see what we have coming through for you. What does Aries need to know about the month ahead, please, Spirit? So we have the 9 of Wands and the 8 of Wands as your current energy and the theme of the month. I also kind of am feeling called to this one. So we have the 7 of Pentacles. I feel like slow is not enough for you, Aries. It's so funny because we've just come out of Aries season into Taurus season, and in Aries season the energy is very much having that fire lit, having a lot of energy to be going into our plans, into our goals, kind of very much work energy. And in Taurus season we're more called to slow down and be more kind and gentle and rest more and relax and take that time. And I think, I don't know about you, but I feel the energy where I kind of confuse slowing down with stopping. If I begin to slow my momentum, maybe take time out from my goals, it feels to me like maybe I'm stopping, or I'm giving up, or I'm losing that momentum, and it'll be difficult to gain it back. I feel like as soon as you see a win, I feel there's two energies here. When you have these wins, it's either, okay, I've got it now, I got the win, I can have a break, and then you have this break and then nothing really happens from it. There's no more pursuit after that. There's no more challenges, there's no more working, there's no more trying. The other side of the energy is you feel that if you even slow down for a minute, all of your successes will be for nothing. They won't be worth it because you won't be still giving time and energy. It feels like that thing of like, okay, yeah, I reached my goal of running that marathon, but I haven't run in 2 months, so I'm not a runner anymore. And it's like, okay, well, are you planning to run again? Do you want to keep running again? Then yeah, you're still a runner, Sometimes it is okay to set boundaries and to have breaks. Let's see what else we have coming through. So we're going to look into what your challenges might be. We have the 5 of Cups, we have the Hanged Man, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like the 5 of Cups, it does feel like that loss of momentum here. That Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles is always that energy to me of like looking out on what you can do better, and where we can keep progressing, where we can plant new seeds, build stability, build success. I think your challenge right now is maybe to reevaluate what you view as progress, what you feel is growth, what you feel is loss, because I feel like the energy that I'm tapping into, it does feel very confusing, because I feel like I'm going to come back to the divination card here. You don't have the crystal clear clarity. There is something here that you're not quite seeing properly, and I feel like it's not quite aligning with what you want and how you're going about getting your goals. So with the Hanged Man, you do have to, the Hanged Man is feeling like this divination energy. It's feeling like you do need to maybe meditate, maybe do your own tarot readings, maybe whatever this is, you need to kind of, I want to say, get in touch with a higher power. You need to have some kind of, I want to say, open dialogue with your spirit guides, with the higher power, with the universe, whatever it is for you, because your goals and what you want are not aligning with your actions in some way, or you're not clear on what you want your goals to be. So your wins maybe don't feel like wins, these successes don't feel like success, because maybe you don't have clear goals that you're working towards. Again, I want to come back to the running metaphor, so I don't know who this is resonating for, but you know, when you're training for a marathon, you're working towards it, but I feel like you didn't have that goal of, okay, well, when I do this marathon, then I'm gonna go and do another marathon, or I'm gonna do more, you know, I'm gonna push myself. You kind of just, you haven't got clear on what your goals are, and it's kind of like, okay, well, I did the marathon, I've done it now, and it's like, but you wanted more from that you wanted it to be a bigger thing, a longer thing. You wanted it to just, if you want things to become habits, if they align with your higher self, then it's something that you always go back to. This is really, I feel like I'm just saying mumbly jumbly words, but as they are collective readings, I feel like everything has to resonate for someone differently out there. So it's not just mumbo jumbo. Let's see about your work, your career, or your purpose. What does Aries need to know about their work and their career this month, please, Spirit? So we have the Knight of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. I love this energy for work. I love this energy for career. It feels like, I was gonna say, like, you've done difficult things before. You've overcome stresses. You've overcome, the energy that I'm feeling is you've overcome people maybe not appreciating your work, not understanding your work, not seeing how much time and energy goes into your work. I don't know, maybe if you're like working from home, a lot of people kind of have that stigma from like working from home. Well, you're home all the time, you have all this time, why aren't you doing all these things around your house? You've got so much time and energy. And it's like, no, I'm still working. It still takes up time, even though I'm at home. It still takes up my energy reserves, even though I'm at home. And I feel like people maybe aren't understanding that. So I feel like with the Knight of Swords here, you're kind of learning your lesson with who you tell about your goals, who you tell about where you're going and what you're trying to do, because it feels like maybe people were talking negatively, were looking down on your growth. I feel like sometimes you want to collaborate, or you want your friends to be involved, but not everybody is going to cheer for your successes. So it is about who you decide to choose, who you choose to tell, and when you choose to tell them. You know, not everybody needs to know all the ins and outs. Not everybody needs to be involved in all the little details of your work. But yeah, I think that's why the Six of Pentacles is also coming out here. It is all about it is all about choosing who gets to see that side of you, who gets to see that time of energy. There will be friends that will cheer you on and get to hear about the tiny little wins and the silly little mishaps, but some friends will always be hoping for your downfall, so they don't deserve to know. And I think that I keep wanting to link the Three of Swords, the Three of Cups to the Knight of Swords, where you've learnt your lesson on who you tell, how much you tell, and when you tell people the things. Because again, people aren't seeing the time and the energy and the effort that you put into things. I'm going to find out hopefully a little bit more about this Three of Cups, because right now we're going to tap into connections. So this can be love connections, friendship, family. What does Aries need to know about their connections for the month of May, please, Spirit? We have the Magician. I like to see the Magician, especially in connections. We also have the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Swords. I'm enjoying this energy. I feel like you have been for a long time manifesting better connections. And again, I do feel like it is relating back to this Three of Cups and this Knight of Swords. you have been manifesting these better connections. You've been manifesting people that put the same time and energy that you put into them. You've been manifesting people that bring you up instead of drag you down. 10-10 on the timer here. So you're really, I feel like you've been putting a stop to this 7 of Swords energy of people that are maybe a lot negative to you, maybe speaking poorly about you behind your back, maybe backstabbing, lying, scheming, sneaking around, whatever this energy is. I feel like you're finally putting your foot down and putting an end to this. And I think with the 8 of Swords here, for a long time you were overthinking how you were acting, and you didn't maybe in a group want to be perceived as someone who is argumentative, someone that wants to cause drama and things. I feel like you kind of let a lot slide, and you kind of sat on the sidelines and let yourself get hurt by things in order to not look like you're wanting to cause drama, and not look like you were kind of overthinking, like, did I really see that? Was they really being as mean as I think they were? Did they really say that behind my back? Maybe I'm overthinking things. And I feel like you finally put a stop to that. And the kind of connections that you've been wanting to manifest, you know, the connections where people ask you to do things or ask you how you're doing, you're kind of leaning more into that energy now. And again, it comes back to, you want to be crystal clear on what you want in your future, what connections you want. Okay, do you want someone that's going to be texting you all the time? Is that the kind of friendship you want, or is that going to be really draining for you? Or you want someone that's just going to check in on you every now and then? Are you wanting someone that's going to want to call you up randomly all the time? Or do you want, you know, having this idea of like, I like friends that are like this, and this feels good to me as a friendship. Getting clear on that so that, you know, you have so that you know what you're wanting to manifest, so that you and the universe can work together to build these manifestations. And again, if you are manifesting connections, you have to be putting yourself out into a space where you can receive those connections. Maybe I'm going to go back to the marathon. I don't know why I keep going back to these running analogies. I'm not even a runner myself, so hopefully one of you out there is. You have to let me know in the comments down below. But maybe you want to have more friends that are into running and athletic like you. So maybe you're going to go out there and join a running club. Because it's all well and good sitting around being like, I want running friends. I want friends to go for a run with. But then you're not putting yourself into a space where you're going to meet runners. Maybe you see someone, you know, out at the same time, at the same park running like you do every day. And you ask them like, hey, do you want to maybe hang out? You've got to be putting yourself out there to work with the universe to make your manifestations work. Because they won't work unless you do. See the advice and best way to navigate the month. We have the Knight of Wands and the 2 of Cups, and we have the Moon. Oh, this is such interesting energy. I don't know, I like the 2 of Cups, and to be honest, I do quite like the Moon, but right now I'm feeling like a link between these 2 cards. Maybe you're feeling, I don't know why the term I want to use is deceived. Maybe you're feeling deceived in a romantic connection here. With the Knight of Swords, I feel like maybe someone might have been a lot more talk than they show. Maybe they said a lot of things that they don't show in their actions. But also I feel like with the Knight of Swords, with the Knight of Wands, my bad. With the Knight of Wands, it's also that energy of like, there are going to be slow, mundane, boring times in connections. And that's something you have to lean into, you know. It's not always going to be flashy dates, you know. Sometimes it is going to be boring things. And I feel like when you're in a long-term connection, we kind of forget about that, you know. Forget that the boring and mundane things happen. And it's not going to be like all like a romance movie and all like our dreams. So I feel like actually really the Moon is coming out as your advice back into this divination card, back into this Magician, on you getting really super clear on what it is that you want, and getting clear on like, life is not like a movie, it's not like a story, but you can find magic in the everyday. But to find the magic in the everyday, you have to enjoy the mundane and find the magical in the mundane of the little things, you know. We're going to go ahead and get our second deck out to be clarifying. I do want to actually clarify the divination card. What is this divination card for Aries, please? Clarify this divination card for Aries. We have the Knight of Cups and the 6 of Swords. I think I don't know why I'm getting this energy that you've had a lot of people deciding stuff for you. Maybe it's in your friend group, maybe it's in your families or past connections that you were in, but I feel like you kind of just, to keep the peace, kind of went with what everybody else wanted. And I think now you have been stepping away from these toxic friend groups, or maybe these not so nice people that you felt like you had to keep happy. Now that they're no longer a part of your circle, it's kind of a thing of, okay, well, what do I want? What does Aries want? You know, I've been so used to trying to please everybody else. What do I want? And getting clear on that. And maybe you do need to do some guided journaling, maybe some meditation, some shadow work to figure out what it is that you truly want. Let me see, what is this current energy? Clarify this 9 of Wands for me. We have the 8 of Wands clarifying the 9 of Wands. Again, I am coming back to, maybe I feel like you want to self-sabotage your own wins. Like, okay, putting myself out there clearly makes progress towards my goals. It clearly is working. I'm getting success here. But I want to be where it's safe, in my boundaries. I don't want to put myself out there. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of energy, and I don't know if I'm cut out for it. But you're already seeing wins. You're already seeing success in putting yourself out there. So I don't know why we're second guessing this. Can we clarify this 7 of Pentacles for Aries, please? We have the 8 of Cups. I feel like, I'm sorry I'm going to say this, and if it calls you out, then it was meant to call you out, okay? This feels like classic Aries energy of like, it's gonna take time, it's gonna get hard, I've lost the momentum, I've lost the fire, I've lost the energy, I'm gonna cut my losses and walk away. But again, I keep coming back to, this has been a successful path for you so far, so I don't see why we're walking away. Can you clarify this 8 of Wands for me, please, Spirit? Clarify this 8 of Wands. We have the Page of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. Again, the slow and steady progress feels like walking on hot coals for you for some reason. It feels like impossible because you've never longed it out. You've never done a difficult long path. You kind of always are walking away from stuff like this and not putting the time and energy into it. So it feels like it's really just dragging on. And I think I need to come back to saying, like, you do need to be finding the magic in the mundane, you know? Because, yeah, it's boring waking up every day and making the same coffee and, you know, and going to work and doing the same thing over and over, and every day it gets boring, it gets sluggish, but it's about finding magic in the little things. Maybe the sky looks really nice on your drive to work in the morning. Maybe you get time to listen to your favorite music when you're making your coffee. You know, finding appreciation in the little things, it goes a long way in how you feel and your attitude. So your challenge is the 5 of Cups, and I think it is dealing with, like I said, the High Priestess. Clarifying the 5 of Cups. You kind of already know this. You know that you are self-sabotaging, you are giving up, you are letting the negativity consume you in some way. You know this. I think now now you've acknowledged it, you need to take accountability. You can't keep brushing it under the rug forever. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Can we clarify this, please, Spirit? Clarify the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Swords. Clarity, clarity, clarity is a big, big theme for you here this month, Aries. Really getting clear on, I think it's not even about getting clear on your goals anymore. To me, it feels like getting clear on the plan B, C, D, you know, step 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, because after step 1 is all done, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to bed, I'm done now, and it's like you never go back to the project. So I think it's also getting clear on having safety nets for you, so that you know, like, when the energy starts dipping, there are low energy ways for you to be keeping momentum going for yourself. Again, slowing down is not stopping, and it doesn't have to be for you, you know? Let's clarify this Hanged Man for you, Aries. We have the 9 of Cups and the Hermit on the bottom of the deck. I don't know how else to see. All that keeps flashing in my mind is clarity, clarity, clarity. You need to really get clear on things here, because, and I think the reason that the 9 of Cups is coming out is because for you it's not a problem of visualizing the end goal or understanding what you want. It's, again, keeping the momentum and getting yourself there. That's where you're struggling. You're clear on your goals, but you're not clear on the middle steps on getting there. Let's see, can we clarify this Knight of Swords, which this is to do with work? 2 of Wands. I can't make it up. The fact that these cards are coming out like this is, I feel like for me, I don't even need to clarify. I'm perfectly happy with being like, yep, it's all about the next steps and the next steps and the next steps, because there's always going to be more that you need to do. There's always going to be another step and another goal and more that you can do and achieve and push yourself. It's about finding it and sticking to it and wanting it for yourself. Let's clarify this 6 of Pentacles. Whoa, we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and the 3 of Wands for the 6 of Pentacles. I feel like this is proof that you can put your time and energy into things, and you like the way it feels to see the achievements, to see, I don't know why I'm visualizing like the numbers going up in some way. Like I don't know if maybe it's money in your bank, or if it's like follower count, but for you really like seeing the numbers go up. And I think that's a very good driving point. And I think as long as the numbers keep going up for you, there's going to be something for you to strive for. But now you've got a plan. How do you keep the numbers up? I don't know. It's very specific, keeping the numbers up. 3 of Cups. Clarify this, please. Have the Ace of Pentacles. I want to say there can be opportunities within friendship groups here to push yourself. And opportunities for making money and success and working career in collaborations and friendship groups here. But to me, it just feels like be wary of offers from friends. I don't know why I keep saying that. Maybe it's because it's the 7 of Swords energies getting to me right now. But I feel like there was maybe a friendship group that now has kind of turned into a mirror, and you're seeing like the parts of yourself that you want to change and do better, and you kind of are separating yourself from this person. And I think it is making you maybe want to do more in your career. That's a bit specific, but I hope that resonates for some Aries out there. Let's clarify this Magician for me. We have the 2 of Swords. I can't keep saying get clear on your manifestations, but again, it's the being clear on the next steps, because the way that I'm imagining this 2 of Swords is like, okay, well, I want to manifest clear skin, but I don't know how to do that. And some people are saying that I need a 10-step skincare routine, and some people are saying that I should do just a bar of soap, but I don't know. And I'm manifesting clear skin, and I just haven't made a decision, so I'm not doing anything and I'm not changing anything, so my manifestation's not working for me. That's the energy. You know, you gotta just pick one and try one, and if it doesn't work out, try the other, because again, you have to work with your manifestations to make them work. The universe gives you these tools, okay? The universe is giving you the knowledge of maybe the 10-step skincare routine will work, or maybe the bar of soap will work. They've given you this knowledge. Now it's for you to test it and find what works for you. That is how manifestation works. It's not just going to plop in your lap so easy. You have to actually work for things, you know. Let's see. Wheel of Fortune for Aries. You have the Lovers. So I am still feeling that weary energy in this connection. We also have the Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So be wary. Again, I keep saying like maybe I want to say maybe be wary of your partner's words and actions not aligning. That's very specific. That'll only be for some of you out there. I keep wanting to come back to choosing how you choose to share people, how you choose to share your wins with people as another thing, because again, I don't know if it comes down to maybe you start self-sabotaging when people know about your wins, but I feel that energy for some of you Aries out there as well. For the 7 of Swords, we have the Fool and the Emperor. So yeah, this is you self-sabotaging. You are self-sabotaging your wins. So I feel like for a big chunk of this collective of my lovely Aries here, you get scared of the mundane. In the beginning of a connection, when things are all shiny and new and exciting, that's when you can give and give and give. But when things start getting slow and mundane and start changing, that's when you're like, this isn't what I manifested. This is not the, romance novel that I wanted. And you're going to start self-sabotaging this energy. And I want to say cut it out, okay? With the Two of Cups coming out and the Lovers, this does feel like a beautiful opportunity, a beautiful connection. I love the Two of Cups is one of my favorite cards to receive in love readings. It feels like so much nicer than the Lovers, in my opinion. The Two of Cups, it really does feel like the Magician. So this connection you have been manifesting. This is a deep soulmate connection. I just got that song in my head, Love is in the Air. That's so random. The Six of Cups and the King of Swords. I don't know why I have to keep throwing these warnings out there. This is, again, for a very small group of you Aries out there. This Knight of Wands, King of Swords, this connection, I want to say be careful of them. I don't want to say manipulate, but I feel like you're a very gentle person and people mistake that for weakness. So be careful of people trying to exploit that. Again, you're the Emperor, you are a leader, you're very strong and fiery, so they're going to have trouble with that as it is, but just be wary of that, of people trying to take advantage of your gentleness, of your kindness here. Clarify this Moon for me. Again, it is that Seven of Swords energy, so it is coming back to, for some of you Aries, this is a bit of an iffy situation with your connection, so getting clear on whether or not you're self-sabotaging the connection, on making sure that you, again, getting comfortable with the mundane is another big energy here. That is all I have for your reading this month, Aries. I hope you did enjoy it. Please leave a like, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. And be sure to check out the personal private readings that I have linked in the description. And if you've watched this far, I truly appreciate you.